Hello, hello, everyone. Welcome to today's School Spotlight. My name is Mackenzie Zach, and I'm excited to be with you all again today. I'm just going to wait a few seconds for any of our live viewers to join in. If you are watching this live, please note that this session will be recorded. So if you have to leave for any reason, you'll be able to come back and watch the recording either on our Facebook page or on our YouTube channel. If you stay through the whole session, feel free to submit any questions or comments you may have in the comment section. And at the end, we'll be sure to answer as many of those as possible. But this is going to be an amazing session because we have a very special guest. We're meeting with Western University located in Ontario, Canada. And I don't know if you guys have heard of Western. I don't know how much you may or may not know, but it's a pretty big deal that they're on this live stream with us today. It's a very, very good university in Canada. So without any further ado, I'm going to welcome our special guest, Kate, into the mix. Hi, Kate. Thank you for being here with us today.
Hi, Mackenzie. Thanks so much for having me.
Now, this is so exciting. I've been looking forward to this because, again, Western University is, a top school, very well known. So, even though everybody's maybe heard of Western University, I'm really excited to kind of dive deeper into what it means to study at Western, what all you have to offer, and that sort of thing. So you studied at Western University yourself, correct?
I did, yeah. So I was a student at Western in our Media Information and Technoculture program, so kind of our communications media program. And then I loved Western so much, I decided not to leave, and I've been working there for just over 5 years now.
Oh my gosh, that's so cool. I feel like that's the best, like when you love something and you're passionate about it and you can speak from your own experience, it makes it so much more of an enriching work opportunity for you, because you did this yourself and now you're getting to help other students have a similar experience you had. But tell us a little bit, why you chose Western, back when you were choosing your university. Why did you pick Western?
Yeah, so for me, I know I wanted, a school with top academics, and Western is ranked, in the top 1% in the world. So I was looking for those quality academics, but also was looking for kind of a unique program. So the program that I decided to do, communication studies, so media, information, and technoculture, really it was one of the only programs that I found that was like it in Ontario, which is where I was looking to go. It was really the courses that stuck out to me. They were really unique courses. So things like writing for magazines or advertising courses, those are kind of what appealed to me. But I think what really kind of sold me on Western was when I went to visit it. I really loved the campus feel and kind of walking around. All of the buildings, they're very historic, and it really gave me that, campus feel that you kind of see in movies, and kind of that experience that you imagine for yourself for university. And it just, walking around, I could really see myself studying there.
Yeah, from looking at pictures and things, I've never had the opportunity to visit Western's campus, but looking through pictures, it really does look so traditional. And I know you guys have a building, where you have like the tall towers and with the Canadian flag at the top. It just looks so picturesque. Looks kind of like a castle.
Exactly, that
so
signature
cool.
image. So it's it definitely does feel like that. And I liked how everything's just together on the campus. It's not spread across the city or anything like that. It's all all of the buildings are together. It feels like almost like a mini city, the campus. So I really liked that feeling that you kind of are part of a little community, and students out and about staying there, and just really like that community feel.
Yeah, that's awesome. Was that your favorite part about studying at Western? Was it the community or was it more the academics?
I would say I chose it, I wanted a quality education, but I think for me, all of those things outside the classroom were really equally important to my experience. Certainly what you learn in the classroom is important, but I think all of those connections you make, all the good friends I've made, and, I continued to live with after university, and I'm friends with till today. It's really, the highlight of the experience is all the people and all the things you do when you're there, not just the academic portion.
Exactly. So it's like the traditional setup. Like, are there dorms? You live on campus?
There are, yeah. So residence is guaranteed, for students coming from high school if it's something they'd like. I lived in residence. It was a great experience. I lived in, a traditional style. So it was me and another roommate living in the same room. We had, communal washrooms on the floor. But there's also more of that private dormitory if you want to, so more of that suite style. You can get a single room, have a little kitchen as part of your suite mates. So there's a few different styles you can choose from. You don't have to live on campus, but I definitely recommend it, especially for first year. I think, it's a good transition. I didn't know anyone coming from my town where I'm from. So it was a good way to meet people. And, in my second year and beyond, I lived with people that I met on my floor. And it was really just a great way to connect with people.
Exactly. And the same thing happened with me too, like the roommates I had my freshman year, they became friends that stuck with me throughout my whole, university experience. And I know, some people watching this, dorms and that kind of thing, it may seem foreign and it may seem kind of like, oh, I don't want to have a random roommate. I don't want to share a room with someone I don't know. But even though it's uncomfortable, I feel like that's the best way to go. I always recommend, even if you have the option to have like a single room or a suite, I always recommend opting for having the random roommate because it's the best way to make friends. And if you're not best friends with your roommate, it's a great learning experience, conflict resolution. You learn a lot from having roommates. So
you do. Yeah, no, it's definitely
it's not always cool. It's a good experience.
I know. And I know I debated, first year, did I want a single room? Did I want a roommate? But I definitely am happy that I had a roommate because it really helps you kind of settle in too. You have that person to, go to the cafeteria with, to eat your first meal or kind of wander around campus with. It's nice to have, someone around and just to be able to talk with and to explore the new atmosphere with.
Mm-hmm. And even though, even if you're not BFFs right away with whoever your roommate is, I feel like starting off on that foot is a great way to prepare yourself for the overall university experience because, when you're living and you're sharing a room with someone who may think differently from you, maybe from a different country than where you're from, it's a mind-opening experience. And that's kind of something that happens throughout the whole duration of your educational career. Being at university is one big mind-opening experience. So I think that's a great way to kind of ease in. And like you mentioned, you always have someone, to go to the dining hall with, especially in that first week where you're feeling all, nervous or you might not know exactly where it is. You have someone to be awkward with.
Exactly. Couldn't explain it better.
Yes. Awesome. All right. So I want to learn a little bit about not only the campus, but just the general location. So I've been to Ontario before. I've been to Toronto, but I've never been to London. Tell me a little bit about London.
Yeah. So London, if you've been to Toronto, London's about 2 hours west from Toronto. And then it's about 2 hours east from the Detroit US border. So it's pretty centrally located in southwestern Ontario. In terms of London itself, we are considered, a large major city in Canada. We have over 400,000 people, so we're considered, a large size in comparison. We're the 11th largest city in Canada. But the city itself, the thing that I really love about it, you'll see up there on the screen that we're known as the Forest City. So it really is a nice blend between, a large city and having those large amenities that come with the big city, but it kind of still feels like a small town because there's lots of nature, green space. We do have over 200 parks and we have trails. So it's a really nice balance between having the things that come with a major large city, such as, restaurants, concerts, festivals, but you still kind of feel that that nature feel, or you can kind of take a step back from that busy city life and kind of explore nature. So it's really a great balance. And, London's also an affordable city to live in. So compared to some major cities, it offers, that big city experience, but at a more affordable price point for students, which is a great option too.
Cool. And what else is there to do like outside of campus, on the weekends? What sorts of activities can students take advantage of being in London?
Yeah. So, there's things to support a wide variety of interests. So maybe you're interested in sports. We have, our sports teams downtown. So there's our London Knights, our London Lightning basketball, there's baseball. So, there's those major sports happening. If you're more into kind of the arts and music scene, we have our London Music Hall downtown. There's bands and events that are hosted there. We have our local theater, the Grand Theater. There's lots of events downtown, especially in the warm summer months, things like Sunfest and our International Food Fest. So lots of people out and about and mingling for those different activities. I love going to the festivals in Victoria Park. I also personally love going rock climbing. We have a great rock climbing center downtown. So lots of things to do.
So cool. So really, it sounds like there's something for everyone, whether you're into, the art scene, whether you're a big athlete or, you're just a big fan, you can go see those professional games, which I know some people, they really look for that kind of experience. And festivals are always fun. So that's awesome to know that you have that right there. But what about on campus? What sorts of programs or clubs, organizations can students get involved in, on campus?
Yeah, so on campus, as I said, Western's kind of like a mini community. So right on campus, you can have everything that you might need, from a little grocery store, pharmacy, there's a movie theater. So lots of stuff to do right on campus. Certainly if you are interested in athletics, we do have a large recreation facility. There's just shy of an Olympic-sized swimming pool. There's, a hockey rink, there's a track. So lots of ways to stay fit if that's something that you're interested in. And then
try hockey, students. If you've never tried hockey, you're in Canada, you can try out hockey.
You can, yeah. We actually have, we'll have like public skates. Sometimes it's specifically for international students to come out and kind of experience. I know hockey's a big thing for Canada, so coming out, learning to skate, if that's something you haven't tried, certainly there's opportunities to do that. But then in terms of clubs, we have, I think, just over 200 clubs on campus, so a wide range. Kind of everything you can think of. There's your kind of major clubs of, political or cultural interests, but then there's, really niche clubs. There's a club called the Tea Club. They get together and drink tea. Or there's, a breakdancing club. There's a photography club. There's, a food club. So there's clubs for every interest. And, through our student council, if there isn't something that you want to do, you can always bring a proposal forward and start your own club. So continually every year, there's new and fun initiatives that are brought forward.
That's awesome. And every time a school mentions that, the fact that if you have an idea for a club or organization that doesn't exist, you can bring your idea forward. And I think so many people don't understand that that's an amazing leadership opportunity. And that's something that'll look really, really good on your CV moving forward, to help you get a job later, showing that you take charge and, you can lead an organization. It looks really, really good to future employers. Well, that's awesome. I mean, it sounds like you guys kind of have something for everyone when it comes to, extracurricular activities, whether that be clubs or just things to do, off campus on the weekends. And that, kind of makes sense because I also know academically you have a lot to offer. So tell me a little bit about the bachelor's degree programs, available at Western. Kind of what's the popular thing that people tend to study? What are you known for?
Yeah. So, at Western, we have over 400 undergraduate programs. And now I know that sounds like a lot, and certainly that can be a great thing, a lot of things to choose from. But there is some things that we're known for or kind of highlight for students. So certainly our engineering program is popular. Our civil engineering stream actually ranks 15th in the world. So that's something, we're proud of. We're known for business, so our Ivy Business School. And then we're also known for things like medical science and health science. So while we do offer everything from, arts, media, music to more of the sciences, I would say those are kind of our top programs. And then the great thing about Western is in that first year, you can explore different options. We have that common first year that allows you to take courses in the program you would like to pursue, but also kind of dabble in different areas and kind of see if there's something else that might interest you before really committing to what you want to study going into second year. So that can be a great option for students as well, who if you're a little unsure of exactly what you want to study at this point.
Yeah, and I think that's really good to point out that there is still that flexibility if you need it. that you can kind of take the time to discover what it is you're interested in if you're not ready to 100% commit to a specific major. I want to expand a little bit on this information about the Ivy Business School. What does that mean that it's, the second top case provider? Can you explain that a little bit to our viewers?
For sure. So our Ivy Business program is unique. So how it works is you actually start in the third year of university. So your first 2 years, you study anything you want. And then Ivy is a business program for your years 3 and 4. And the thing that makes Ivy unique is it uses what's called the case method. So really it immerses students in sort of a real world business problem that, a real company has faced. And you're really learning through doing. So you're trying to solve that problem that actually happened in the real world. And then you kind of debrief that in a class setting. So Ivy is actually the second top case provider in the world, only second to Harvard. So we're certainly known and proud of our business school, and they're doing really well in terms of creating those new cases.
Mm-hmm. That's so cool. And I mean, overall, you guys are very well known. Like I said at the beginning, I mean, this is impressive, this ranking with the business program. It's impressive to know about the civil engineering program as well. And then just overall, you have that designation of being within, the top 1% worldwide for higher education, which, students, that's a big deal. There are thousands and thousands of higher education institutions in the world. So to be ranked in the top 1% is quite a feat. And I know your university is also known for research, correct?
We are, yeah. So we are considered a research-intensive university in terms of the categories of universities that exist. Certainly doing a lot of big research in science and engineering kind of areas. So a lot of those STEM fields and a lot of funding and research opportunities. So, for students who are interested in doing research and getting placements in their summers and things like that, there's lots of opportunities for student involvement in that research as well.
And some of your professors do interesting research projects as well, correct?
Yeah, no, for sure. So they're doing things such as researching how to communicate with patients in a coma, as an example, doing a lot of concussion work. So we have our Brain and Mind Institute that does a lot of work with fields like that. Then we have, doing things such as how birds can tell the weather and just everything you can think of, very unique things that our professors are doing, and they're really passionate about their work. They love talking with students about it, love hearing your ideas. So definitely a lot of areas for collaboration and if that's something that you're interested in.
Amazing. It's so interesting. So interesting. And I imagine, being part of that, designation of being a research institution, that opens the door for students to, grow those relationships with their professors and, possibly be involved in some of that research, or at least learn from the research their professors are doing. So that's a special opportunity that not all higher education institutions can offer, So yeah, that's amazing. Awesome. So before we start wrapping up our conversation, I know we threw a lot at the viewers today, but I want to just kind of wrap things up on a positive note. So Kate, what is one thing you would like to say to any international students who may be watching this?
I think I would say for the ones who are interested in Western is to really let them know about our Western International Department. So our International and Exchange Student Center. So it's really a hub for international students to meet each other, to meet domestic students. And really it's a place where they can go for events, for support, for everything that they might need. So I really encourage you, if you are looking at Western, to take advantage of all the opportunities that are part of that. And kind of stemming off that, I know from my own experience is get involved as much as you can. I think that's something that I did in first year, but, I maybe waited till second year to get really immersed in some of the, things that I wish I had started sooner. So take advantage of every opportunity that you can, starting right from the beginning in first year.
I think that's a great tip, and it's so true. I mean, the more you get involved, the more friends you meet, the more experience you have, the more knowledge you get from your university experience. So, don't be afraid to get out there. There's something for everyone. And it's amazing that Western has that international student center that you mentioned. So, if you are feeling a little shy and maybe you don't know where to go, you can start there, and you're going to meet other people who have been in your shoes before and know how it feels. So I think that's a wonderful, wonderful asset that Western University offers to international students. Awesome. All right. So before we say goodbye today, I want to quickly show all of our viewers how they can find more information about Western University and how they can start an application. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. So right now I'm here on applywave.com. If you don't already have an account, just click on sign up and you'll be able to set up your free account with just a few clicks. If not, if you already have one, just go ahead and log in. You'll be able to find Western University under the bachelor's degree section. So if you'd like to learn more on where do you want to study, just type in Western University. You can click here. Here you'll see the pre-profile. If you want to read more, you can click on the name. And here's what I was talking about at the beginning, that beautiful shot. I mean, look at that building. It seriously looks like a castle. It's so cool. You can read some more information about Western University, see some of the, the rankings that we heard today, admissions requirements, all of the programs, and where they're at on the map. And you can also see, again, that this is, that kind of typical university environment. So it looks absolutely amazing. And if you're ready to move forward with your application, you can simply click on apply. And our team will be here behind the scenes to help you move forward with that process. So students watching, don't be afraid. The people behind the screen now. It's Kate and myself. We're the ones who will be helping you. So don't be afraid to ask. Kate, thank you so much for taking the time to join us today. And students, we look forward to helping you with this process. Oh, we do actually have one question that just came in, though. So before we say goodbye, we're going to jump over to this question. What are the requirements? Can you tell us some of the admissions requirements for bachelor's degrees, please?
Yeah. So in general, for most of the programs at Western, admissions is going to be primarily grades-based. So looking for, your transcripts and then English proficiency if it pertains to you. And then a few of our programs might have, supplemental forms if they're more practical in nature. So things like, music or studio art might have a little bit of a separate component. But for the most part, it's going to be grades-based. And we do have information that links to from where Mackenzie showed you, kind of to our requirements, breaking down by different countries and curriculums around the world to see exactly what you might need to submit.
Awesome. Yeah, that's a great question, Nicole. And again, I'm going to share the screen real quick just to show you as well on applywave where you'll be able to find that information. So again, if you go to applywave.com, click on bachelor's degrees and search for Western. Here within the program profile under admissions requirements, you'll see some of those scores for the different, English proficiency exams, GPA. But again, some of those may vary based on program. And then you'll see scholarship requirements. It's academic merit based. So again, if you start an application, both Kate and myself will be available behind the scenes to help you with any questions specifically regarding your application to Western. So you won't be alone in the process. We'll be here to help you. All right. Awesome question, Nicole. All right. There are no other questions coming in, Kate. So again, thank you so much for your time. And hopefully we'll have you back again soon.
Of course.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks so much.
Bye.